Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome weekend and having an awesome day. Just want to say thank you to everybody that watches the videos and subscribes and supports the channel. And I definitely appreciate everybody that watches the stuff on the ball pythons. I know almost everybody likes the boa stuff and is kind of burnt out on the ball pythons. Because there's so many people on YouTube with them and then just in general, but they are awesome. I do have quite a few of them and then I like them not as much as the boas. I definitely like the boas way more personality-wise and everything that goes with them. But until the professional rack shows up, I'm still using these tubs. I'm still using this little thing that I made over here. But I've been using newspaper just to try to save money, but as of right now, it's costing me more money because almost every day or every other day, the ball pythons are tipping their water and it soaks the newspapers, and then they leave, a pool of water into the tubs, and then I'm afraid that they're going to get scale rot and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start using some of this REPTI chip, which I just got at the local Petco. It only was like $10 for a bag, so it's not that bad, but we'll see if it works out, because if they dump the water, hopefully this can soak it up. The humidity will be pretty high, but so far I've not had any issues with the snakes with higher humidity. I really think it's the lower humidity that kind of messes with the respiratory issues, and then they can get infections, and then they have bad sheds and stuff like that. But I mean, they can have bad sheds with a little bit higher humidity. I've seen that before, but it just depends on what they're doing and trying to get their skin off, really. But so I have this for the darker snakes, and then I'm using aspen, which I know a lot of people have their own opinion on aspen, but this is a kiln-dried, professional-grade aspen, and we'll just see how it works. I know a lot of big breeders use this stuff, and they have no issues with it. So if some of the guys in the industry that have been doing it for 20 plus years are using this stuff, and it's a high-grade stuff, so if they don't have any issues with it, I shouldn't have any issues with it. And since they're going in these little tubs with pretty big water areas, the humidity should be good. If it doesn't work out, we'll change stuff around. But I'm only using this stuff on the lighter snakes and the pieds because the REPTI chip, and I don't know if this stuff would do it also, it stains them. So the white snakes turn dirty. And it's not a big issue. They just look gross, they look dirty, they look kind of ugly. Because I mean, when you get a nice high white snake, you want it to stay bright white, and then when it just gets dirty, it just makes it look gross. But that's just me personally. So we'll try these out, and I mean, if I'm getting bad sheds with them, I can always move over to this or keep the 3 or the 4 lighter colored snakes that I do have on newspaper or paper towels. But we'll just try it out. It's nothing wrong with trying new stuff out for the snakes. I did use that stuff for a little bit with the boas in the boa racks. Humidity, I didn't have any issues with it, but again, I do use very, very large water bowls with them anyways. So this is just what we're gonna do, and we'll just see how this goes. So not the most exciting video, but we'll see some snakes. So that's the most important part. I'm just gonna go through here randomly. So we got the albino. Now I've not had any issues with the albinos, which is weird, on changing colors with the REPTI chip. So this is the female, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and just use this stuff right here. So I've already cleaned out all the tubs, soap and water and everything. So there should not be any messes, but some of them are still digesting a lot of their food from when they ate earlier in the week. So hopefully I don't see nothing that I got to re-clean. But my idea is, and I've done this before and it worked a little bit, and then all the snakes started getting stained, so I stopped doing it, is kind of bunch up the bedding on the around these water things so it doesn't tip. Now when I get a professional rack, it'll have built-in water cups, so it can't tip it anyway. So it's built into the actual frame of the tub. We just have to wait for it. Everything's on back order. Everything's expensive. because of COVID and all this other craziness that's going on. And boom, that's it. So female albino is done. Now I know the lids on here are a little dirty. So all these babies right here are from 2020. So some of them are a lot bigger than others. The pieds are the ones that are really getting a bunch of good size on them. So now I do have all of the cups. I think they're soaking. I thought I brought them in here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they're soaking in the sink right now. But so I'll go through all this, and then I got to refill them with water. But this is my black pastel pied, and she looks really good. Every single time she sheds, she gets more black spots on her, which is awesome. So we can see a little bit down in there where she's turning a little discolored just because she was on a little bit of the darker bedding, and she pooped, and she made a mess, and she went through that as well. So I tried to clean her up as best that I could, but I have some good ideas with her on what I want to do with her as far as potential breeding. But I'm just gonna keep that to myself right now because I don't know. I've never bred, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I got to make sure everything goes together. So I really don't want to make a big deal about, you know, plans here, because plans always change. Snakes always change. Some snakes don't even breed. But I know this is pretty dry, but we'll see what happens when I get the humidity in there and the water cups in there. But as of right now, yes, these tubs are too small. Well, I don't even know. Some people will say these tubs are way too tiny for the size of these snakes. But I do see some people putting ball pythons bigger than these in those freedom breeder baby racks that are like that thin. I don't know. So that's that. But I think they're good now. And then when I get the professional tubs in here, everything will be much, much better. So I'm trying to get the light over here just a little bit more. And I'm actually running out of that. I thought I'd have a lot more, so I might have to go back and fill that up. So this is my male banana clown, which is awesome. He's definitely getting up to size from 2020. I'm actually hearing a lot of breeders are getting males ready to breed and are actually breeding within the first 6 months of their life. I mean, they're definitely feeding them a little bit more than what I am, but you know, they're still healthy and they're still making babies. So when he gets over 500 grams, I'm really thinking about putting him with my female pastel. Now I know I'd only get het clowns, but I think that would be cool to see what comes out of that, because pastel banana, het clown, I think that would be pretty cool. Again, I don't know, we just have to see what's happening. And he is like really stuck on my hands. So now I really don't know if the banana will turn into a weird color. He's obviously trying to get away. So every week or every 2 weeks, I like to soak each tub in their water, just in soapy water, just to get all the bacteria out. Because try to be as clean as possible in here, especially since Mountain Dew is still sick. Even though she has no parasites, everything came back on that as clean, and she is up here. So if you guys are aware, I did feed her yesterday a half of a bird. I cut the bird in half, cut the head off, cut the legs off. I mean, it was gross because it was thawed out, so it wasn't alive. So let's move on from that. So it was frozen thawed, and then so obviously when you cut in half, all the guts and stuff are coming out. So I just kind of like wrapped half of it with some of the intestines in there, and I gave it to her. And it was a small meal. Gave it just a little bit of a little bump in her digestive area, but so far she's not thrown it up. Now if she throws that up, we're going back to the vet because something's not right there. All right, moving on with the ball pythons. So this is my pastel clown, and she is in shed big time, and she's definitely getting up to weight. So I really I see people weighing their snakes, and I know I did that in one of my videos, but I have no way to judge of what the weight of a snake is supposed to be on age. I can't find a scale, and then everybody feeds their snakes differently. Some snakes are stuck on mice, some are stuck on rats, so it is difficult to tell what a snake really is supposed to be weight-wise at a certain age, month-wise, or year. But I think around the 2-year, I think you really know, because I mean most breeders try to get over 1,000 grams in the 2-year mark, because they definitely want to breed them. So I just think it's tough. But I mean, if you want to keep track of that stuff to see if they're growing, but I mean you're obviously going to know they're growing anyways because they're shedding and they're getting bigger. But I could probably do that if you guys are interested in that. I don't know if you guys really want to know what they weigh, but for me, it really doesn't have any value other than to see if they're... Now, if they're sick, it's important because you don't want them to lose weight. And if they're losing a significant amount of weight, I mean, you'll definitely see the sagginess of their skin and all of that stuff. So this is my male, and he is very tiny, which is a little interesting. Why? Because I feed him the same as everybody else, basically the same size foods, but I guess it's just like with any other animal and with the metabolism and stuff like that. So I'm definitely running out, and I still have another pied, so that's not working out for me too well. So I might have to jump off here and just fill that up really fast, but we'll get done with that. And I know this video is not exciting, but at least we get to see some pretty cool snakes, I guess, if you know, I like them, obviously, since I've purchased them. And then this is my butter, or the lesser clown, and it looks like she kind of peed in here. Not really sure. I don't know. So some of this is still leftover water, but some people say that it looks like butter or syrup running down her, which is kind of cool. And then we have the little heart on the head right there, or on the back of the head. So I'm really liking her. And she's actually not fading out too much, but who knows what she's really going to look like here in the next 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, which hopefully she lasts much longer than that. And I only have one male. So there we go. And then obviously I don't have the water dishes in here. I don't think I do. I might. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go back through these right now. I'll just put those in there. And yep, that one's done. So this works for now. It's nothing special. It cost me like 80 bucks to do. So it works. It's worked for, I don't even know when I started to do that. Definitely last year at some point. And this is my regular pied. She's looking really good. It's very high white. A little dirty on the coloration, but that's okay. And she, I mean, it's always nice to pick up regular pieds because everybody wants them. And then if you breed them with any other thing that has pied or het, then it's just a win-win. All right, I'm gonna be back. All right, we are back, and I just ended up putting the bedding straight into her enclosure and then back on the shelf because it was just way easier. So this is my female Super Mojave, and she's looking really good and really big, getting big fast. So she just shed out today, which is awesome, and I don't know where her shed actually went. Oh, there it is, right there. So fresh skin on her, and she's probably my most active ball python. So I definitely need a male for her in the blue-eyed Lucy combinations, just to try to make a couple more of them, and she's trying to get away. So I wouldn't mind trying to make an actual true blue-eyed Lucy. I haven't seen too many of them, but I really think they are way more white, and then they don't have this spot on the head, and then they don't have the yellowish line down the body as well either. So some of you guys might be wondering why I do not have the hides, but I don't think they really need them. I mean, these girls are in a pretty big hide in itself in here, and then they don't really show any real signs of stress just because they eat well every week, and it just doesn't seem like they really need it. I mean, I don't see any breeders or anything using hides in their rack systems ever. But I mean, if they were in like something like that, then for sure they would use a hide. So this is my orange ghost, and this is the super enchy. So orange ghost super enchy. I always forget what this one is, but she's definitely looking really, really nice. I love the colors on her, the colorations from the yellows to the browns and to the whites. So was just a random pickup. I have no idea what could even go into that as a pairing, but this will be the very last snake that we need to put stuff into. And man, these girls are. We'll just dump it in. There we go. Much easier. These ball pythons are super active today. So hopefully this helps them from tipping it over. And they can also bury in there if they really want to. But man. Curious. You want to go see your friend, the Green Anaconda Pop-Tart? No? Okay. We'll just put her back. Boom. Nice and easy. So, super boring video. Hopefully you guys are still around watching this, and this is just something I'm just going to test out. Hopefully it works for them. Hopefully I get that rack system in here within the next month, which would be awesome because I do have plans for more snakes here in the next 2, 3, 4 months. All 2020 babies, which will be exciting. Although we have to wait forever to wait till they get older. Definitely a couple more, at least 2 or 3 boas, and then a couple ball pythons. But we'll see what happens, and I appreciate the support, guys. Hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video.